Alright guys, so right now we went out of game and now I'm going to show you how to get to the ship arc. So after you install the mod, this is what your SVN will look like. Should be all green after you install everything and then revert, but that's in the tutorial, SVN tutorial. If it's red like this, there either is something that's not right within your file or you haven't reverted. So anyways, how to get to the ship arc, you go to data, and then you go to ships, and then you go to ship arc INE. Very easy. And the ship that you are testing is named exactly what is named in Canon. For example, if you go to edit find, or you hit Control F, the find function comes up, and you can say, for example, type in the X-Wing that we're looking at, and it comes up. Or say we want to test one of the TIE fighters, it will come up. Or if you want to test the ISD, it's stuff like that where it will come up. The nickname is always the name of the ship. So anyways, what I want you guys to look for is camera offset. That's all you guys need to change, and you need to stick to your own ships that you're changing. Don't do somebody else's, because that will mess up the SVN. It can merge these files, everybody can work on it simultaneously, but if you start editing other things in somebody else's work, and then it can cause a bit of a clusterfuck, for lack of a better term. Anyways, so after you look at the camera offset, so this is what I was talking about in game. This is your Y value, and this is your Z value. So this tells me that this is 4 units, or meters, I guess, meters in game, up in the frame, and 13 units behind the ship. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to edit these values like so. So say 6 and say 20. You save it. You double click your Freelancer exe. You go into the game. You go into the ship. You look at the ship. You see if you need to adjust it. Going into full throttle and seeing where the position of the ship is. Using references of the X-Wing and the ISD as your prototypes. If it needs to be corrected, what you need to do is then close the game. Go back to your ship arc here, edit the values again, and click save. And it's a little, as you can see, it's a little bit tedious, but you're only doing 3 or 4 ships out of 107, and it saves us a lot of grief. So after you do that, after you get that position, the next thing to do is to look at the turret camera. So that's what I was talking about. So you want to be able to fit the entire ship in frame without the use of the zoom function. So the way this works is so you can go to your data, you go to your TOW, you're going to go to your ships, and the way we've broken this down is depending on the ship class. This is where it's positioned in. So in this case, the X-Wing is a fighter, and I'll be sending you guys all the ship classes, and then it's going to be under X-Wing. And this is what you're going to be looking at, X-Wing cockpit INE. And this is where it will come up. So similar to the camera, this is your X, Y, Z. So you never change the X, and there's no reason to. Your Y is this value here, so how many units up it is, and how many units around, like Z behind it is. So this is up and down, and this is into the frame and out of the frame. So generally you're going to be making this higher, and generally don't need to change this too much. It's just going to be this value that you guys can be doing. And same thing again, where you have to edit the value, save it, go into game, see how it looks. It needs to be adjusted. Close the game, go back into here, edit the value, save it, and go back and forth until you get the right value. So anyways, so say that now after you're done, you want to commit what you've changed the camera to. So it's very easy to do. So what you'll see is that the red thing in ship arcs, the red icon here, meaning that you've changed something and you've saved it. I want you guys to take a screenshot of all ships that you guys adjust, so we just have a running file of where the cameras are. And if we need to make small adjustments here and there, we can. So then what you're going to do is, you're going to right click the ship arc file, you're going to go to Tortoise SVN, and you're going to go to commit. Sorry, you're going to go to right click the ship arc, and you're going to commit. What you're going to say is the ship that you tested, or the ship that you adjusted. So X-Wing camera, So we can both say this is a third-person camera, so that's the one that you see in game. Camera and turret camera adjusted, and ISD third-person camera and turret camera adjusted. That way I know exactly what is going on and who's doing what. Okay? Very easy to do, and after that you hit click OK. Now to update the mod, because everybody else is going to be making changes too, I recommend that you go to the root file, you right click it, and you hit update, and that's it. And everything that has changed should come up. Now if anybody has any questions, we can go into more detail about it. I'll be typing a prototype of what you need to go through for each ship, and any additional things that I didn't cover here. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and we can go through it